Cool.
Nice.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I'm Scott Ramp.
And I'm Noelle McFoy. Good morning, everyone. And that was Asaph Adonai. What song was that, Asaph?
That is Minnie the Moocher, the intro to Minnie the Moocher.
Nice.
I think that was a clean intro because usually we're interrupting each other to say, that was Asaph Adonai.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was just like, I'm just going to stop.
Well, we're both so dominant. Like, it's hard to... when you have two dominant personalities, it's definitely hard to...
We just don't get along.
No, we get along great.
We get along
We both
terribly.
just want to talk all the time.
We just talk, and we're like, oh, the show started. It's like 5 minutes later, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Well.
We're just talking about the stupidest thing. Like, today we're arguing about whether or not to have that cat right there.
Yeah. This is our little MCAT. We're
Yep.
going to make a children's show with him.
We're going to make a children's show.
Probably not, though.
No, probably not. We're probably not allowed.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, probably not.
here is the current weather conditions happening in your area today.
Cool.
I think I'll just say that I introduced the thing a little differently, but it's going to be overcast today, 41 degrees out currently, which is good, so it should be a high of 54 with a 50% chance of rain. But who cares? You guys are going to be inside and watch our water trial that's going to be happening and streaming on MCAT, because we weren't allowed to talk about it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's going to be streaming on MCAT.
Today is the first day of the water acquisition trial. And so, yeah, MCAT is streaming it.
So if you go to MCAT.org, you go to Video on Demand, you go to Local Live, and you'll see this page.
Nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Scott, what time are you going to start filming?
I'm going to start filming at 9.
So
the
it'll
live stream
start-
starts at 9. The trial starts at 9.
Awesome.
And it's going to be happening for 10 days, every weekday, excluding Tuesdays for some reason.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so stay tuned, everyone. You'll want to update yourself on that. We'll always be updating you guys every show, too, to find out what's going on.
But yeah, it's going to be sunny Thursday, sunny Friday, and of course it's going to rain this weekend again. Of course, Sunday is going to live up to its title. It's going to be a sunny day.
Nice.
Yep.
That sounds great.
Mhm.
I'm ready for this week to be over.
As you
I'm
may
so
know,
tired.
next week is midterms for a lot of you college
Well,
kids.
it's been this week and last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's midterms month, and it's just a reminder to tell you kids is like, you guys are not, just because you guys are going to spring break doesn't mean we're not going to give you a hard time just before. And like,
Do your homework on Sundays, too.
I know, and it's even worse if like a teacher's just like, hey, listen, you guys are gonna have homework over the spring break weekend.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, boo!
No. Oh, gosh. I'm not doing any homework over spring break. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
You're not sorry?
No, I'm not.
Well, since you guys are going to be inside today, right after you're watching our stream online of the mountain water acquisition, you could see Irish dancing at 5:30, and then later on there's the presidential lecture series happening tonight at 8:30. So, and here's a little taste of what you guys will be watching tonight on MCAT channel 189.
The question to what Islam is an answer is to everything. Namely, Islam is a way of life, a total way of life, a total way of looking at things, and therefore this is the framework for the believers to all questions. But there is a narrow scope. There is a narrow scope for this question, namely, to what Islam is an answer in this particular moment in the Middle East. This is the question that I would like to address.
Yep, and you can see all that happening tonight on MCAT, starting
Nice.
at 5:30 and ending around 10 o'clock. There's still a bunch of new programming and a bunch of great stuff. I'm going to show the art clips a little bit later because we have an art clip by our very own Rick Phillips who gave me a bunch of them, and I haven't shown
Nice.
really much of any of them. But first, I'm going to do some social networking. You can find out more information about Wake Up Missoula by logging on to
Wake Up Missoula at wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula.
You can follow us on Twitter I think I'm just gonna give it bounce back and forth.
Yeah. And then you can also follow us on our own Facebook page, Wake Up Missoula.
But wait, there's more. You can also go to MCAT's Facebook page.
Or you could go to mcat@.org. No, that's our Twitter, sorry.
Yes. You can follow us on Twitter.
Follow MCAT on Twitter.
Because we're going to be live tweeting and live streaming the water
Yeah.
acquisition the whole time.
Yep.
And here's mcat.org. Such great stuff. And
You can watch things live from mcat.org.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about a little thing that's trending.
Oh.
Ireland, Irish stuff, St. Patty's Day.
It was
It's the
yesterday.
day after Israel had their elections. That's one of the top trending items on Google right now. Aaron Stuck, he is a congressman, and apparently he is like really ripped and really good looking.
And he's resigning, right?
Yeah, he's gonna resign because I think he's gonna try to go on for the bigger seed
Oh, cool.
campaigning.
Sweet.
Let's see. Irish blessing. UK had Northern Lights.
Nice.
But of course, I'm going to quickly talk about more about Ireland because Chicago, they've been known to dye the river. So I'm going to show a little time lapse of them dyeing their river from this year's St. Patrick's Day. So as you can see, a couple times,
That's cool. That looks so fun.
and then it really turns green, like emerald, really pretty.
Yeah.
So we'll just skip ahead. So as you can see, it's completely green.
Look at those cool lights in there.
Yep, people are just driving through the river and having some good old times.
Boats.
Well, that's about as
It
much
looks
as I'm
like
gonna show
some
about that.
dangerous drivers.
You
up
can
there.
only show a green river like
so minutes
for so long.
for so long.
This next thing is it's an advancements to 3D printing, and it utilizes light as a way of compositing 3D objects without the time it takes for 3D printing, which goes like this, goes up.
Oh.
Basically, it'll tell you.
So it goes like this.
So I think this is really cool, and I really definitely want to get this, but it's still in the young phases.
$1 trillion.
Okay.
You have a bath of liquid resin that solidifies when light hits it. So the platform dips into this resin, and as it rises up, you have a projector underneath the resin pool that's projecting a series of cross-sectional images that are in the exact shape of the object you want to make. So as the platform slowly moves upwards, the projector moves through the different images, the different cross-sections, and that causes the object to form in the shape you want. Wherever there's ultraviolet light hitting it, that's where the plastic solidifies. So this could be a big deal because it's a lot faster than conventional 3D printers. It works in minutes instead of hours. Right now, 3D printing is still kind of a niche industry. People use it to make models or prototypes, but if this new 3D printer can be perfected, it could be possible for it to be used to make mass-produced goods.
Yeah, so there's a little taste of that.
Pretty sweet.
I think that's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah. I wonder how much one of those would cost. What's it? Do you know the cost of an average 3D printer right now?
No, it's so much. I think it was like $5,000 to $7,000. Pretty
Yep.
expensive.
Yeah.
Pretty
Makes
much
sense.
like printers were in the old days when people were like, oh my god, printers are so amazing. Like,
But they're
home
also
printers.
scandalous because you could
What?
publish your ideas.
Oh,
Oh, I'm in journalism and media law right now, and so I'm pertaining everything in my life to the First Amendment and stuff like that.
you just yell at people. This is for my First Amendment right.
Seriously,
First Amendment.
I've been doing that. You can't sue me. You don't have a You don't have a case. It's my First Amendment right. It's a good way to be sassy too. You
Yeah,
just pull the First
I'm
Amendment right
sorry.
on people, and they're like, "Okay." So I have some events. I'm going to use my First Amendment right to talk about events, but I will limit my First Amendment right and keep myself PG. Okay, I know. That's all right. All right, so this morning at Spectrum Discovery Area, they've got Science Sprouts and the Water Cycle is the two activities that they've got going on. They have an early child program every Wednesday from 11 to 12. And so it's free for regular admission for ages 2 to 5 accompanied by an adult. So from 11 to 12 is our early childhood program, and then it stays open until 4. Taekwondo is going on at the Children's Museum of Missoula. You can learn basic blocks and kicks with Master Corbin from Championship Training. Goes from 11 to 11:30. Spectrum Discovery area. They've also got their Properties of H2O and Synaptic Snow Globes today. $3.50 for anyone 4 and over, and if you're under 3, you get in for free. Middle school writers at the Missoula Public Library is every Wednesday from 3:30 to 5. It's for grades 6 through 9 to get and give good feedback and eat some chocolate and just write. There is a teen artist workshop, content and cartoons. The Missoula Art Museum today, starting at 4, is 4 to 6. It's for free. And it's being taught by Theo Ellsworth, who we've shown a lot of his art on this show. He is a comic book artist, and his art is really cool and really detailed and super imaginative. So he is going to be sharing his method of working, use the process of automatic drawing to create narrative, and all materials, pizza, and snacks are provided. There is Sharon in the Groove celebrating the music of Fish at the Top Hat tonight at 4:30. They do a live recorded shows of all the recorded shows of Fish back from the 90s and 2000s. There is a Community Unite at the Kettle House at Northside. They are doing 50 cents from each beer sold will go to the nonprofit of the night. It's between 5 and 8. And so tonight is the White Bark Pine Ecosystem Foundation. The Starving Artists, located at 3020 South Reserve, they are doing an open mic night. So sign up starts at 6, and they're going to go until, all the bands have had their time on stage. They have lots of coffee, drinks, soups, salads, pastries, etc. No alcohol, though. There are country dance lessons with instructor Kathy Clark at the Sunrise Saloon at 7. This is every Wednesday and Thursday at 7, $5 per lesson. There's a dinner and a movie at the Crystal Theater. It's a Trip to Italy is what the movie's called. Starts at 7 p.m. So they serve you dinner, and then movie tickets are $7, and they're sold separately. Socrates Cafe, which meets at the library on Mondays. It also meets at Liquid Planet on Wednesdays. And so at 7 p.m. at Liquid Planet, all the way in the back of Liquid Planet, they're just going to be talking about philosophical ideas. And you don't have to have any experience to chat with them. There is Beer Bingo at the Thomas Mara Bar, starting at 8 p.m. It's 50 cents a card with a 2-person card max. They have shot skis, pitchers of beer, and killer bar swag. So every Wednesday night during bingo. Yeah, but before I go to Thursday events, we are going to show an art video by Rick.
Yep,
to
and this
set
is
everything up.
via the Clay Studio of Missoula, and this is what's happening there.
I'm Asaph, and we're going to talk about Cab Calloway today, for those who will remember him. And we've got this clip where he is doing his Minnie the Moocher on the Betty Boop cartoon. Hit it.
All right.
Look at those.
That's Cab Calloway?
That is Cab Calloway back in 1932.
Jeez.
voice and his talents and his orchestra to these early cartoons like Betty Boop. They did a cartoon called The Old Man of the Mountain, St. James Blues, and Snow White, which I saw.
Okay.
That's an interesting version of Snow White back in 1933. Another thing that's interesting about Cab Calloway, he came to Sacramento when he was 80 years old,
Oh,
Wow.
and he packed the house for people to hear him sing Minnie the Moocher.
neat. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
cool.
there wasn't an empty seat.
Were you there? Did you get to see it?
I know of it. I have some friends of mine that actually went to that concert.
Wow.
And he was associated with that song Minnie the Moocher throughout his entire career. So I
Yep.
just
When
thought
did
it'd
he
be-
pass away? Or is he still alive?
No, he's gone. When is it? Okay, he performed until he was 86 years old, and he passed away in 1994.
Okay.
And he's credited with Michael Jackson's Moonwalk and the moves that James Brown went on to.
I can kind of
really?
see some influence there.
He's credited for opening the door for those performers later.
Cool.
In fact, it's like 50 years later when Michael Jackson came in the scene.
Yeah.
And Cab Calloway had already been doing the moonwalk that they called, they had a different name then. It was called the Buzz back then.
Very cool.
Instead of the moonwalk.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, so that's
The
my
Buzz.
story for today.
Cool. Cool. Very nice.
All right.
Well, thanks,
What-
Asaph.
What more events we have
Yes,
going on? This
up
is
next-
happening.
Tomorrow. Everything's happening tomorrow that I'm
just-
about to talk about.
I'll just stop interrupting you
Oh, no,
as I
that's
interrupt
fine.
you.
Whatever. Okay, so starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., there's a NAMI Missoula weekly meeting. This is a free weekly meeting for anyone affected by mental illness or interested in learning about NAMI. They meet at the Providence Center, 902 North Orange, room 104. Tiny Tales is at the Missoula Public Library at 10:30. This is for babies ages birth through 3 years. They must be accompanied by an adult lap, of course. Participants will sing songs, learn finger plays, nursery rhymes, and hear stories, usually held in the large meeting room at the public library, but it's said to be posted if it's held elsewhere. There is family yoga at the Children's Museum of Missoula today from 11 to 11:30. The Clark Fork Coalition office, they are doing a Lost Horse Runs Free, a victory for irrigators and fish brown bag discussion. Starts at noon today. And so this is an innovative stream restoration partnership in the Bitterroot Valley. Participants will learn how the Lost Horse Creek Siphon Project has reestablished year-round connection between Lost Horse Creek and the Bitterroot River by rerouting the irrigation ditches beneath the creek. Yeah. So it restored hundreds of millions of gallons of water back to Lost Horse Creek, ensuring that both fish and irrigator have the right to water they need in the dry summer months.
That's good.
I
'Cause
know.
There's another
Thanks,
one.
guys.
Yeah, there's another group. It's called Friends of Two Rivers, and they are Blackfoot and Clark Fork River.
Oh, nice.
They're all about that.
Cool. It's good. Thanks. That's awesome. So now there's a NAMI Connection support group. There's a 1:30 today. It's a free weekly support group for adults with mental illness.
Tomorrow at 1:30.
Tomorrow at 1:30, sorry. That'll be at 202 Brook Street, room 210. The Missoula Public Library's got their reading education assistance dog. They're sweet little dogs that'll sit there and listen to you read if you need someone to read to.
They'll probably tell you. Their head like, huh?
They're from 3 to 4. Lego Club also goes on at the same time. It's located on the Dragon Rug in the children's area. From 3:30 to 5, Lego and Duplo pieces are provided, and you have to be 12 and older, and if you're under 12, you have to have an adult with you. There's face painting at the Children's Museum of Missoula from 3:30 to 4:30. University of Montana, there's Peace Corps information sessions starting at 4. You learn about personal and professional rewards of international outreach and service work through the Peace Corps, and you can discover career advantage and higher education benefits. Downtown drop-in wine tasting is at La Grata Bella. Is at the Old Post Pub located underneath in that cool cavern. They have a different theme each week and a minimum of 4 wines. Mary Place and Blue Moon are going to be playing music at the Union Club. They are smooth and smoky jazz.
Cool.
And then my last event for tomorrow is a Fence Building 101 at the Lifelong Learning Center starting at 6 p.m. And so you can learn what type of best materials suited for your environment, what regulations you need to be aware of, and how to measure, plan, and build your fence and gate.
Because there's some neighborhoods that don't allow for metal fences, so
Oh,
you have to
really?
be aware of that. Because my parents can't build one of those chain link
Oh,
fences.
why not?
I mean, there's a lot of controversy that chain link fences cause a lot of dogs who jump over their fences to get caught and basically strangled to death. there's a little
Interesting. Yeah,
background on
that
that.
makes sense. Yeah. And so a portion of this class is hands-on, so you got to dress appropriately. But those are the events for today and tomorrow. As always, you can check out MissoulaEvents.net, the newspaper, or the Independent.
And of course, there is city council. I'm doing the city council report. There is only one major controversy that happened last night, but of course, I'll let these guys from the Missoula FFA talk all about it. And FFA is the Future Farmers of America, and this is the Missoula chapter. And they had a problem with one of the consent agendas that was on Monday night.
Good evening, members of the committee. My name is Seth Foster. To my left is Emily Stanley, and to my right is Michaela Zimmerman. And we are all members of the Missoula FFA chapter. And if you haven't figured out by now, we are here in regards to item number 5 on your guys' agenda tonight.
So today we must ask ourselves, why should Missoula County keep the acres east of the agricultural center in Missoula without pavement? The land under decision today is being used by the Ag Center all day, every day. It has been proven to be productive in a manner in which we've employed it. One of the projects that we've undertaken on this land was AI breeding of cattle. As this is a large space, it's most opportune for our operation, and because we're able to observe the cattle to make sure that they were all properly bred, but without intrusion of other projects that are going on around the Ag Center. Last year, as a fundraiser, we have used the 10 acres as part of a fundraising project, which was wood chopping. We used this to sell firewood during the winter months to people in the Missoula community. For years, we've been using this as a compost operation over the 10 acres. And when an animal at the Ag Center passes away, we take the body and we bury it within the compost pile to separate the bones from the rest of the body. By doing this, we're able to use the bones as a learning mechanism by reconstructing the bones to make skeletons, which are on display always at the Ag Center as learning tools to learn about the skeletal structure of animals in a hands-on manner.
Not only is this property an opportunity for learning for students, this also provides a barrier between Parks and Recreation and the MCPS Agriculture Education Center. In years past, many people are familiar with the Western Montana Fair, and there was a steer during one of our weigh-ins that had got loose during the weigh-in event. And had it not been for this 10 acres, that steer probably would have got out on the road, and that would have caused major catastrophe. And because of this land being there, that steer was not able to get out and run about the town, causing major distress. This 10 acres, might remind you, is also heritage property. We are sure that the people of Missoula would rather see heritage land of Missoula being used for cattle grazing rather than a slab of concrete.
Even though the Missoula Agricultural Center and the Missoula FFA chapter approve of the mission statement of the Parks and Recreation movement, we cannot condone the placement of a parking lot on grounds that are productive. We believe pavement is not a viable use of the same productive land being used 100% of the time by the ag students at the Ag Center, whereas the parking lot will sit empty most of the year. We hope you are able to support a program that will truly benefit tomorrow's youth and agriculture, rather than unnecessary luxuries for the community members. Thank you.
All right, so
Well
if
said,
you
kids.
if you
Well
haven't
said.
already known what they were talking about, they're talking about that 10-acre parking lot that the University of Montana is proposing
Yeah.
to rent from the city for 50 years, and they're going to put the idea. So, what was voted on that day is that this agenda item was put back to committee for
good.
for other options to look at
Cool.
other city properties that they can lease to this.
Good job, kids. Well said. Well said. That's awesome.
So, like, there's always somebody who's affected by something.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you put a
and-
parking lot in, there's always something that's going to be involved, and it's always good to have more agriculture.
I do wonder though, because it's so out there, like past reserve. I do wonder, like, how often that's
It's
going
probably
to get
not-
used.
yeah.
I wouldn't think it would get
Another
used
big
that
news
much.
item also is that they're building the Missoula College.
Yeah.
And it's a $36 million project that they're building on the east side of the Washington Grizzlies Stadium, right there,
Yeah.
right next to the DMV area, that kind of general area. So there's going to be a high demand for parking generally.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, like, they could utilize that, that giant field right next to the university's Adams Center for a
Totally.
parking
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Or improve the parking garage and make it taller.
Yeah, they couldn't definitely improve the parking garage.
They
There's
can
only
make the parking garage taller, and they can make it, or maybe they just tear it down completely.
Yeah.
They have the money.
Yes,
They and then they can get like kind of like the parking garage that we have downtown, the ones
Yeah.
that's self-sufficient and has solar panels and all that stuff.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I know. We shall see. But that's good that they sent that back to committee.
Yep.
That's very good.
But that's all the time I have because I have to go on over to the courthouse and start streaming the water trial on MCAT, and you can find out more information by logging on to MCAT.org. So if you go to MCAT.org, you go to video on demand and you go to local live, and a little video thing will pop up. And we have new First Friday artist for April 3rd. So come join us for our next First Friday, which is happening really sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think. It's in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's all for me too.
Yeah, I'm
that's
glad
pretty
we
much for our
it's nice,
show.
short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
all the information down. A lot of great stuff happening in the next 2 days.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, check out our websites. Check out our Wix page and Missoula Community Access Television on their website,
And
MCAT.com. You
Yep.
can also check out MCAT on Twitter, as well as Missoula Community Access Television on Facebook, Wake Up Missoula on Facebook, Wake Up Missoula on Twitter, and wakeupmissoula.wix.com/Wake Up Missoula.
oh yeah, you said it all right there.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone, and we
Yep.
shall see you Friday. And stay tuned for the live stream of the water acquisition.
Take it away, Asaph.